Okay, so in lesson 11, we are working on interior angles of a triangle, but we're going to combine that with our other angles that we've been working with around parallel lines. In the first video, we worked on the proving part of it. Now, let's kind of put it all together, like I said before, and figure out some angles. Line C is parallel to line D. Okay, so they're parallel. What is a measure of angle 5 if angle 2 is 48 degrees? Angle 3 is 93 degrees. And we have to explain how we found our answer. Well, it's parallel lines. So if I think parallel lines, I'm going to be thinking like alternate interior angles or alternate exterior angles. And it's kind of, I know, a little crowded here. Let me erase this one out real quick. If I look, I have two parallel lines right here. And I have a transversal. I look at 2 and 4. They have to be the same because they're alternate interior angles, right? So if this is 48, then this is 48. So now I know this angle is 48. It tells me angle 3 is 93. If I know 2 of the 3 angles in a triangle, can I find out the third one? Yeah. I am just going to add together, let's see, 93 and 48. It's 11, 14, 141. And then I'm going to go 180 minus 141. I'll do 39 degrees. Okay, so the measure of angle 5, I know we haven't been using this little M a lot, but it's old school me using it. The measure of angle 5 equals 39 degrees. Okay, now it says explain. We can do that. Let's do this. Angle 2 and angle 4, you can use the angle signs I'm typing, are congruent because they are alternate interior angles. Angles 3, 4, and 5 must add to 180 degrees. So angle 5 equals 39 degrees. Okay, that's what we just did there. Okay, and the big idea is because we have alternate interior angles and the interior angles in a triangle. Okay, so the next part says use what you know about the sum of angles in a triangle to set up and solve an equation to find each missing angle. This is what's going to get us if we're not careful. We're not interested. We need to know what x is, but we need to know the missing angles. Here's what we mean by equation. We have 3 angles here. Okay? Angle A, angle B, angle C. All 3 of them have to add to what? Well, they have to add to 180. They're interior angles, right? So basically add them all up. Okay? We have 5x plus 5 plus 90 plus 3x plus 5 equals 180. Okay, so now add our common terms up. If I have 5x's and 3x's, that's a total of 8x's. 5 plus 90 plus 5, well, that's going to be 100. 90 plus 5 plus 5 is 100. So 8x plus 100, that's not right, sorry, plus 100 equals 180. Okay, that's awesome. That's our simplified equation. But we need to find the measures A, B, and C. Good news, we know what the measure of B is. It's this little square thing here, right? That means right angle. So that's 90 degrees. Now we have to find A and B. The way to find A and B is we have to solve for x. So take this equation, use what we know about solving for x. I'm left with 8x equals 80. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X equals 10. Great, but it's not saying what x is. It's what A and C are. We can figure that out though, because A is 5 times whatever x is plus 5. 5 times 10 is 50, plus 5 is 55. 3 for angle C here times whatever x is plus 5. That's 3 times 10 is 30. 30 plus 5 is 35 degrees. And if you were to grab a calculator and you want to make sure you were right, all you'd have to do is go 55 plus 90 plus 35. It should equal 180. Okay? That's what we're doing right here. So let's try it again. all three of these angles, we know the interior angles of a triangle have to add 180. So add them up. So we have 6x plus 1 plus 68, doesn't matter the order we're adding, plus 13x minus 3. I'm going to go keep change and make that a negative 3. That has to equal 180. Okay, so combine our like terms of this really messy thing I wrote here, try to squeeze it in. If I have 6 x's and I have 13 x's, that's a total of 19 x's. 1 plus 68 plus a negative 3. Sorry, that's really messy. If you add all of those up, that would be, if you take away 3 from 68, 65 plus 1 is 66. That has to equal 180. Now, in this case, we don't have a 90-degree angle symbol. So, use what we know about solving equations to solve, even though I can't draw an equal sign, apparently. And I tried to fix it and made it totally worse. All right. So, subtract 66 from each side. That gives us 19x, that's 0, equals 114. Then divide both sides by 19. Take my calculator, 114 divided by 19, and you get 6. Great, x equals 6, but remember, that's not what this is asking. It's asking for the missing angle. So for angle D right here, we can go 13 times what x is, 6 minus 3. Just take your calculator, type all that in, and you get 75 degrees. For angle E, 6 times whatever x is, which is 6. 6 times 6 plus 1. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 1 is 37 degrees. And angle F, angle F, we don't have the little 90-degree symbol, but we know it's 68 degrees. Okay? All right. Let's look at this one now. Guess what? All three angles equal when you add them together. 180, right? So if I go 4x, instead of saying minus 20, I'm going to say plus and negative 20, plus 2x equals 180 degrees. So if I have 4x's plus 2x's, that's 6x's, plus another 2x's, that's 8x's. And then I only have that negative 20 there. So solving for x, so to get rid of the negative 20, I combine it with a positive 20. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And I'll have 8x, that cancels, equals 200. Right, yep. And then I divide both sides by 8. And I get x equals 25. So right here, it's going to be nice because we have 2 times 25 and 2 times 25. Well, 2 times 25 is 50. So angle G is 50 degrees. Angle I is 50 degrees. And then we can go 4 times 25, which is 100, minus 20, and we get 80 degrees. Okay, so no matter what the triangle, right triangle, isosceles triangle, all the angles have to add to 180. One more. Okay, we've done problems like this before, so don't panic, okay? In triangle JKL, K is 3 times the measure of angle J. L is 8 times the measure of angle J. They're both around angle J, okay? So I'm going to say, let X be angle J. I should say the measure of angle J, okay? And I'm going to draw a picture. JKL. JKL. We said J, let J be X, okay? K is 3 times the measure of J, and L is 8 times the measure of J. Don't worry if the picture looks right or not. But when you see this now, it doesn't hopefully seem so intimidating, okay? Now all we have to do is add all these up. 1x plus 3x plus 8x equals 180. 1x plus 3x is 4x plus 8x is 12x. Divide by 12. X equals 15. Okay, so remember J is whatever X is. So J is just 15 degrees. But, use my summary here. You guys can again fit in your summary part there if you're doing it. 3 times 15. Well, 3 times 15 is 45. And we can do 8 times 15. And 8 times 15 is 120. If I grab a calculator and add 15 plus 45 plus 120, I get 180. Okay? So a lot of algebra involved in this, but it's all we can, because we know how to solve for x using equations, we can find the measure of missing angles.